Hey everyone, I'm Sean, and welcome to Control Alt Star Wars, the channel where we dive deep into the lore, stories, and alternate possibilities of the galaxy far, far away. Today we are exploring a powerful what-if scenario. What if Cassian Andor never joined the rebellion? We'll look at how one choice could change the fate of the entire galaxy, from the rise of the Empire to the fate of the Rebel Alliance. So buckle up and let's jump into this alternate timeline to see what happens when the spy who became a hero chooses to stay in the shadows. In a galaxy ruled by tyranny, choices can change the fate of entire worlds. Cassian Andor made a choice to fight. But what if he hadn't? What if, instead of joining the rebellion, Cassian chose a life of self-preservation and solitude? How would the galaxy be different without the man who once risked everything for a spark of hope? After the traumatic events of Aldhani, Cassian Andor faces a crossroads. In the original timeline, his desperation and sense of duty pull him into the rebellion's orbit. But in this alternate story, the losses haunt him. Nemik's sacrifice lingers, and Cassian's faith in the cause shatters. When Luthen Rael offers him a place amongst the rebels, Cassian refuses. Instead, he decides that his own survival matters more than any rebellion. With the credits from Aldhani, Cassian buys a battered freighter and vanishes into the galactic underworld. He takes on smuggling jobs, Qi'ra crystals for huts, black market weapons for crime lords. He lives in the shadows, avoiding Imperial entanglements, carving out a new path as a loner. One night, while celebrating a successful job, he sees stormtroopers harassing a family outside. He hesitates. An instinct to help flickers, but he turns away knowing involvement means risk. Among the smugglers, Cassian hears whispers of a planet-killing weapon, something terrifying, a super weapon the Empire is building. At first, he dismisses it as just another tall tale born from fear and rumor, but the story lingers in his mind, planting seeds of doubt and dread. Cassian crosses paths with Qi'ra, a survivor hardened by the criminal underworld and Imperial oppression. She warns him to stay clear of Imperial affairs. The Empire's reach is tightening, and even smugglers like them are not safe. But for Cassian, fear alone is no longer enough to keep him cautious. Without Cassian Andor's quiet but crucial presence, Luthen Rael's network begins to falter. The carefully woven web of rebel cells and sympathizers unravels faster than anyone expects. Missions that once succeeded through Cassian's ingenuity and moral clarity now crumble under pressure. Luthen is forced to take greater risks, sending less experienced operatives into the crosshairs of the Empire's relentless ISB. The Imperial Security Bureau, under the watchful eye of Dedra Meero, capitalizes on these fractures. The ISB's ruthless methods, interrogation, infiltration, and betrayal, disrupt communication lines, exposing rebel sympathizers and shutting down vital supply routes. Each loss chips away at the rebellion's fragile unity. Political support begins to waver. Mon Mothma's once steadfast allies grow anxious, wary of investing in a cause seemingly spiraling towards disaster. Funding dries up, alliances fray as fear spreads that the Empire's shadow is too long, its grip too strong. In war, sacrifice is the price of hope. But survival? Survival can feel like surrender. When does cautious preservation become complicity? And when does neutrality, choosing not to fight, become its own form of loss? Cassian Andor's choice to walk away from the rebellion is not born from cowardice, but from a lifetime of pain and loss. He's learned that every fight comes at a cost, and sometimes that cost is more than one can bear. Survival for him becomes an act of resistance, a quiet rebellion against the chaos of war. But can survival truly be separated from sacrifice? Cassian's growing guilt, fueled by the faces of friends lost and missions failed, begins to erode his carefully built walls. Every life he saves by staying alive is shadowed by those he leaves behind. The rebellion itself is a crucible of sacrifice. Fighters who walk willingly into danger, knowing many will not return. Their courage fuels a fragile flame of hope in a galaxy drowning in darkness. Yet the question lingers, how many sacrifices can the rebellion endure before it burns itself out? For leaders like Mon Mothma, every setback is a test of faith. Their fight for freedom demands unwavering conviction, but even the strongest hearts must wrestle with doubt, wondering if their sacrifices will ever be enough. Cassian's neutrality is a double-edged sword. It shields him from the Empire's immediate wrath, but it also isolates him from the very hope he once believed in. In choosing to stay out of the fight, he risks becoming invisible, a ghost in a galaxy that needs heroes. Luthen, once a master of shadows and subterfuge, feels the pressure mounting. With Cassian gone, his network is exposed more easily. Paranoia sets in, trust frayed, and sacrifices are made with heavier hearts. Each raid is a blow, not just to resources, but to morale, and with each loss, the Empire grows bolder. Imperial propaganda spins tales of rebel terror, justifying harsher crackdowns and tighter control. Even allies like Saw Gerrera become estranged, pushing more extreme measures that risk alienating potential supporters. Without Cassian's steady hand to mediate and carry out delicate operations, fractures deepen. But fate has other plans. The Death Star, newly operational, obliterates a small moon suspected of harboring rebels. Cassian watches from orbit, shocked and shaken. Luthen, injured and desperate, tracks him down one last time. He asks for a final favor: deliver a data tape containing intel on the superweapon to Mon Mothma. Cassian knows that walking away now would mean condemning countless lives. He takes the data tape, leaving it at a secure drop point, but doesn't stick around to see if it reaches its destination. The war rages on, and Cassian, still a ghost in the galaxy, wonders if he can ever escape the fight he once chose to abandon. In a galaxy where rebellion means sacrifice, Cassian Andor's choice to remain on the sidelines altered the course of the fight for freedom. Sometimes staying neutral is just another way of losing yourself. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this alternate Star Wars story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to catch more what-if scenarios and deep dives into the galaxy far, far away. Let me know in the comments what you think would happen if Cassian stayed out of the rebellion. How different would the galaxy really be? And remember, in this galaxy, anything is possible.